What's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most recent things to happen in the NBA offseason. As you know, a lot of stuff is happening with the NBA Finals still going on. What we're going to be talking about is Danuel House Jr. and what is going on with him with the Philadelphia 76ers as he's picked up his player option for the 23-24 season. But Game 1 of the NBA Finals was last night, and we're still having a lot of stuff going on. Suns hired their future head coach in Frank Vogel today. Lots of rumors are going around about free agency stuff and trade stuff, potential stuff. And so, but today we actually saw something happen with player-wise, which has not been much. I mean, we saw, what was that one player? I think it was Otto Porter Jr. of the Toronto Raptors. Otto Porter Jr. picked up his player option, which was ridiculous, just because of his contract. I think it was like 6 or 7 mil. Otto Porter Jr. is a solid player, but I don't think he's worth that kind of money. So you saw that player option, but picked up. But Danuel House Jr., small forward / power forward of the Philadelphia 76ers, played okay this season. Played solid. Didn't play much though. But when he was on the court, he was okay. Averaged 4.8 points per game this year, and he averaged 1.5 rebounds per game. Well, 1.5 defensive rebounds per game and 0.2. So 1.7 rebounds per game. A solid defensive player, averaging about a half a steal per game and 0.2 blocks per game. But he's a solid defender. He's not that great of a shot blocker or anything. He's just a solid defender, and then averaged 1 assist per game, and then shot 34% from 3, and 75% at the free throw line, and 47% from the floor. I wasn't playing that much either, but I think with him increasing his player option for the 23-24 season, I think Danuel House Jr. could potentially be in the rotation more for the Philadelphia 76ers if they keep him on the roster. There's a lot of free agents for this team that could potentially leave. I look at some guys like Georgie Yang, who got a lot of minutes for their team this season in their rotation. He's a free agent. If he's out of the rotation, he was excellent for them this season. Averaged 8 points per game, shot 40% from 3. Really solid defensive player. Was a really good role player for them off the bench. If they lose him, also Shake Milton and Jaden McDaniels. Following free agents: Jaden McDaniels, Shake Milton, Georgie Yang, Paul Reed. Who else am I missing? Mac McClung's a free agent, but that doesn't really matter. Montrezl Harrell's a free agent, and so is Dwayne Dedmon. Those are all the free agents for the Sixers. So if House doesn't get traded, which I think there is a shot he could potentially get traded with that $4.3 million option, which the Sixers might not want to keep that money because that's a lot for Danuel House Jr. if he's not going to be a part of the rotation. But if guys like Georgie Yang leaves, I could see Danuel House Jr. maybe potentially being the 10th man in the rotation. He's a solid player, has a nice background, averaged 5 points per game this season. He's had better years in the past with the Houston Rockets, my favorite team. Had some really good years with the Rockets. I know Daryl Morey, the GM, really loves Danuel House. That's why he signed him last offseason. Gave him, honestly, in my opinion, I think Daryl Morey paid Danuel House. It was a little bit of an overpay last offseason with Daryl Morey. But Daryl Morey likes to bring guys back that he's familiar with. He overpaid P.J. Tucker last year in free agency. Did the same thing for Danuel House Jr. Daryl Morey likes to bring in guys that he's brought in the past with like Houston guys like Danuel House Jr., James Harden, and P.J. Tucker as well. And I'm thinking there may be a couple other former Rockets the Sixers could be interested this offseason. I've heard some maybe potential rumors that the Sixers could maybe be going after a trade for Eric Gordon. So Daryl Morey likes his Houston players that he's had under the Rockets in the past as the GM. And Danuel House Jr. is going to most likely be playing for the Philadelphia 76ers next year unless he gets traded, which I really doubt. I mean, who's going to want to take on Danuel House Jr.'s $4.3 million? No one's going to want to take that on. I don't even think Danuel House would be worth if let's say Danuel House for some stupid reason decided to decline this player option. I don't even think Danuel House Jr. would be worth. I mean, I think Danuel House Jr. could have probably got around $2 to $2.5 million in free agency. 3 if someone wanted him really bad. Wasn't going to get 4.3, and that's why he accepted this player option. And he also knows if a guy like Georgie Yang or a couple other players, Jaden McDaniels and Georgie Yang, if two guys like them leave that are at his position, there's a decent chance he could be in the rotation as the 10th or ninth man on the roster next season if he does well and proves himself. So you guys have your thoughts. Not huge news, not it's not altering news, but this is something that's going on, and the NBA season's still not even over yet, just because of the finals. So usually you don't see a lot of stuff happen while the finals are going on. And it's looking like some stuff is about to heat up, and this is the starter of it, I guess. But you guys have your thoughts. That's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, and peace out.